as you may know if you've watched my previous stream, I finished the Azure course for serverless computing or something like that on Azure. It's the first course, apparently, of 8 for AZ204 certification. I didn't know that. I thought it was the course. So I'm on the second course. I completed the first module. It was all videos and teaching and stuff. So on to module 2 is the first actual coding stuff. The first part kind of goes over the differences. This is all about queues and service buses and all that fun stuff. You got Event Hub and Azure Service Bus and queue storage and events and event hubs. So this is the first thing we're going to do, and there is creating a service bus, implement a service bus topic and queue for it. So that's what the task for today is. So let's see what it is I'm going to attempt to do now. So let's find this exercise. Here it is. So this is the planned action. I don't even know yet what if we're doing this in code, but I do know we have to do the Azure bit. So I'm going to flip over to my my programming workspace. Got to sign in apparently. Okay. First things to go under Azure services. I guess it won't here. We're going to say select create a resource. I should probably go to cost management. Now, let's go here. Let's see what expenses I've incurred since since I'm no longer getting it for free. So let's see how we doing here. 9 cents. All right, I'm doing all right. It's not. Could be worse. Okay, back to task. Create Azure services. Create a resource. So we're gonna go home here, and let's just go. Create a resource. App services? No, Azure services. I don't know. Let's go to Azure. Where the heck is Azure services? Under. Okay, sandbox under Azure services. They have to be all services, right? I mean, and then go to create a resource, but I don't see create a resource. it's like it's already broken. It's the first thing I've attempted to do, and it's already not matching up to what it's supposed to be. Resource groups. In the create a resource pane, enter service bus. I don't know. How do I? It's right here. Create a resource. Create and manage resources. Okay, well, that's not going to help me. Oh, I don't have my screen. Okay, communication services? Manage your communication services. No, I don't know if that's it. I mean, it might be, because that's kind of what these are, right, to some extent. Azure services. I mean, these are all services, right? So, but under Azure Services, it says select create a resource. I don't see create a resource on here. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Okay, so I'm already boy. Here, hey, look, there's Service Bus right here. Let's just go straight to Service Bus. Service Bus. In the search results, in Service Bus published by Microsoft Azure, select create. So, okay, so whatever it is, this is what we want, I think. Yeah, this is probably it. It just didn't get me there. Apparently, you just got to look for Service Bus. Screw the create a resource. This create a resource step is backwards. Just go to Azure Services, all the Azure Services, find Service Bus, and do that, and hit create, and then you go anyway. Okay, so subscription, which is not that, but resource group. Do I even have a resource group? Let's go to my AZ204 course. Assuming I still have that, because I don't think I deleted that. Instance details, namespace, globally unique. Enter name if you want to use format, sales team app, company year, your namespace name. All right. Sales team app. AMG 2024. Your namespace name would look like the example. Blah, 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 Contoso 2022. Oh boy, somebody from South Carolina is calling me. Might be a job. Who? What? I didn't even hear that. Yeah, we're gonna say no. I have no idea what that is. It's like I heard. If you accept, press 1. To leave a voicemail, hit 2. I'm like, what? So it sounded like it just sounded like a bunch of echoey noise mess. I have no idea what that was. I think I'm not going to accept. If I can't understand it, I'm not accepting it. Okay. Pricing tier standard. Eek. Standard, $10 US dollars per 12.5 million operations per month. Eek. Well, that's hopefully I'm not going to need that. All right, the free sandbox allows you to create resources in a subset of Azure global regions. Select a region from the following list when you create resources. Okay. Review, create. Then when validation succeeds, select create to create your service bus. All right, let's do it. Just make sure I delete it as soon as it's done, because I don't want any stuff on my server. I don't want to be charged no. I don't know if I'm gonna get. Certainly not gonna get no 12.5 million, but it might be $10 just to do the one thing. So I'm a little worried about that. You know, because it might be up to 10.5 million. When deployment is finished, select go to resource. I guess that's this, right? It's not really a go. Nope. Nope. Deployment is in progress. Oh, we're not done. Okay, now it's done, I think. Yeah, here we go. Go to resource. Okay. On the Service Bus namespace page, select Queues under Entities on the left menu. Select Queues under Entities on the left menu. There we go. Select plus Q. And in the Create Queue pane for names, Sales Messages, then click Create. Okay. Sales Messages. When the Sales Messages queue has been created, Sales Messages listed under Queues at the bottom of the Service Bus namespace. Yes, it is. All right, so you also want to create a topic that will be used for messages that relate to sales performance. Each instance of the Business Logic web service subscribes to this topic, and each sales performance message will be delivered to all web service subscriptions. Add a Service Bus topic and subscriptions. On the left menu, select Topics under Entities. And then hit the Add Topic. And we're going to do just like this. When the topic has been created, sales performance is listed under Topics. At the bottom, say Create. And there we go. All right, so you can add or remove subscriptions and queues and topics by using the tabs in the Service Bus namespace, or you can use Azure Portal Service menu. To use the menu option, in the left menu under Entities, select Topics, and then select Sales Performance Messages in the list of topics. In the Sales Performance Messages Service Bus Topics pane, in the command bar, select Add Subscription. Okay. In the Create Subscription pane for the name, enter Americas. Okie dokie. For max delivery count, enter 100. Select Create. And the sales form appears the Americas subscription list in a subscription section at the bottom of the pane. Yeah, what do you know? All right. Next, add a second subscription. In the command bar, select Subscriptions. In the Create Subscription pane for name, enter Europe and Asia. Europe and Asia. That's how they do it, is one word. And Asia. And we're going to do 100 and create. And we're off. All right. Well, let's see. In the Create the subscription section of the Performance Management Sales Team Manager app now lists 2 subscriptions. It does. It does indeed. You've built the infrastructure to use Business Service Bus. To increase the resilience of your distributed application, you've created a queue for messages about individual sales and topics for messages about sales performance. You've added multiple subscriptions to the topic, so topic messages can be delivered. Okay. I guess that's good, right? Is that it? Is that the end of that? Is that the whole caboodle of my efforts? Write code that uses Service Bus queues. Oh, yeah, I guess that's it. We're going to go to the next. And this is going to say, did you do it? And I'll say, yes, I did do it. And then we're going to go right back to a video. That was really basic, but at least we got through it. So sometimes these really basic things turn into long-winded efforts.
Consider the Contoso Slices application. The customer places the order through a website or mobile app. Because web websites and mobile apps run on customer devices, there is really no limit to how many orders could come in at once. By having the mobile app and website deposit the orders in a queue, we can allow the back-end component, a web app, to process orders from that queue at its own pace. The Contoso Slices application actually has several steps to handle a new order. All the steps are dependent on first authorizing payment, so we decide to use a queue. Our receiving component's first job will be processing the payment. In the mobile app and website, Contoso needs to write code that adds a message to the queue. In the back-end web app, they'll write code that picks up messages from the queue. To make it easy
This
to
is
write
the
code that sends
premise of
these
what we're
messages
doing
to
is this whole
Service Bus,
Contosa pizza
Microsoft
thing.
provides a library of .NET classes, which you can use in any .NET framework language to interact with a Service Bus queue, topic, or relay. You can include this library in your application by adding the Microsoft.Azure.Service Bus NuGet package.
Okay. Are we doing this in Visual Studio or are we doing it in Visual Code? That looks like code, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't actually say it looks like anything because that just looks like the NuGet Packet Manager, which could be in probably Visual Studio. What is it? Azure Messages Service Bus.
Service Bus NuGet package. The most important class in this library for queues is the queue client class. You must start by instantiating this class both in sending and receiving components. Source components and destination components both need two pieces of information to connect to a queue in a Service Bus namespace. The location of the Service Bus namespace, also known as an endpoint. The location is specified as a fully qualified domain name within the servicebus.windows.net domain. For example, pizzaservice.servicebus.windows.net. Service Bus restricts access to queues, topics, and relays by requiring an access key. The queue in Azure may be located thousands of miles away from sending and receiving components. Even if it is physically close, slow connections and bandwidth contention may cause delays when a component calls a method on the queue. For this reason, the Service Bus client library makes async methods available for interacting with the queues. We'll use these methods to avoid blocking a thread while waiting for calls to complete. When sending a message to a queue, for example, use the queueClient.sendAsync method with the await keyword. Okay, now let's explore writing some C# code that sends to queues. In any sending or receiving component, you can add the following using statements.
We're not actually going to do it yet. She's just going to tell you how to do it, and then we'll do it.
System.threading, using system.threading.tasks, and using Microsoft.Azure.ServiceBus. Next, create a new queue client object.
Oh, I think you're on saying, man. Sorry.
By calling the queueClient.sendAsync method and passing the message in the form of a UTF-8 encoded string.
Come on, quiz. It's always one question. Source components and destination components both need two pieces of information to connect to queue service. What are they? Connection string and access key. Ta-da!
To receive messages, you must first register a message handler. This is the method in your code that will be invoked when a message is available on the queue. Do your processing work. Then, within the message handler, call the queueClient.completeAsync method to remove the message from the queue.
Alright, now we go do some work. And I'm pretty sure write code that uses the Service Bus queue. Write code to send and receive. Okay, so that's probably this, but I'll open it up just in case. Exercise. Send and receive messages by using queue. No, it's actually different. Okie dokie. I don't know why it's different. Send and receive messages by using queue. Oh, okay, so this thing here talks about doing the task. Just like she just did in the dialogue. So they skipped over this by way of just actually doing a video on it. And then we're here. Which, yeah, now, so I try to do this in the cloud thing. Keep in mind that this cloud that they use is like I guess, a version that works with 2 years ago. So I could theoretically log in and do this, and it does look like we're doing this in what tool? Get the connection string to the service bus namespace. Okay, so you must configure 2 pieces of information in your 2 console apps to access your service bus namespace and to use the queue within the namespace. I actually don't need both of these. They're the same. You can get these values from the connection string. In Azure Cloud Shell on the right, run the following command replacing namespace name with the service bus namespace that you created in the last exercise. So again, I don't know how this is working. I don't know how it keeps things alive in Azure, but it's probably because you normally would have your own thing, and it's weird. So I'm not using it. It doesn't. Yeah, I was having problems with it before. So we are going to go use my item here, and then I'm going to go to the Cloud Shell here. So we want to change. We're going to copy this, and I'm going to do a quick note. I'm going to paste it right here because I have to replace namespace with service bus namespace that I created. So that's this one right here. And then I can probably copy it again. And we'll go over here. The last line in the response is the connection string, which contains the endpoint for namespace and shared access key. It should resemble the following. Okay. Something about endpoint. Do I see endpoint? Something? No, it didn't work. Okay, so what did I do? AZ service bus namespace authorization rule list resource. Unrecognized argument resource group name. Oh wait, did I put something here? I got to replace resource sandbox resource group name, which is I think it's I got one more thing to change here. My resource group is AZ204 course, because that's what I chose. It's not even in the same area. AZ204 underscore course. Do this again. All right, so yeah, there you go. It looks something like they said it would. Endpoint, blah, blah, blah. So let's take this, just in case I'm going to need it. Copy the connection string from the Cloud Shell. You'll need this connection string several times throughout the module, so you might want to save it somewhere handy. Okay, let's go here. And I will go make it... Azure functions. Okay. Clone and open the starter application. Run the following command in Cloud Shell to clone the Git project solution. Run the following command to go to the start folder in your cloned project and open the shell editor. Alright, so yeah, let's go to VS Code. And we're going to, let's close this. Close folder. Go to terminal. New terminal. I'm doing this here because I don't want to do it in Cloud Shell. I just feel I'd rather do it here, you know? Just feel better. Oh, better. Okay. Run the following command to go to the start folder in your clone project. HTTPS. Not sure where that took me, but let's see what this what happens here. Okay, took me right where I was supposed to. Don't know where exactly that is, but it took me there. Okay, so write code to send a message to a queue. Let's go do that. In the Cloud Shell editor, open private messages sender program CS. Private messages sender program CS. And locate the following line of code. Constant string service bus connection string. Yes. Paste the connection string between the quotation marks. I guess that's this guy. All right. If you use the name different from sales messages for the queue name, update the value for queue name. All right, so I've got to go look at my queue name. I'll make sure I did it. If you used a name different from salesperson for the queue name. Nope, I use sales messages. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Did it already have the right one? Because they already had this? Yep, same thing. Okay. To complete the component that sends messages about sales, you must add an await operator to suspend evaluation of the async method until the asynchronous operation completes. Find send sales messages async. Got it. And within that method, locate the following line of code. Create service bus client here. Create service bus client here. Replace the line of code with the following. Yeah, whatever. Really? Yeah, that's lame. Okay. Within the send sales messages async, find the following line of code, create sender here, and replace it with. Wait. Find the following line of code, replace that with this. Okay. Create and send messages here. Create and send messages here. So here's an interesting thing. It says, within the try catch block, find the following line of code, create send message. Oh, okay, so never mind. Wait, create sender here. Oh, I skipped over something here. Alrighty. Insert the following line of code. Please line of code following. Insert the following line of code on a new line directly below what you just added to display the message in the console. Why didn't they just add that to your thing? To your original thing. Insert the following line of code on the next line. See, again, why didn't they just give it to you all at once? To dispose sender and client objects near the end of the file, find the following comment, close the connection to the sender here, and replace it with this puppy. And get your tabs right, man. That's actually where. Oh, oops. There we go. All right, so check that the final code now just has to look like this, right? So we're going to have our system, text, threading, task, service bus, goes all the way down, connection strings, blah, 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 sales manager, console, send sales, right, we got await using, somewhere, right, more awaits, we got the try, we got the catch, we got the finally. To save your changes, select Control S. And then select Control Q to close the editor. No. In the cloud shell, run the following command to send a message about a sale. You know what? The only problem with doing it this way is I created this, but now I have to deploy it. And I should, if I'd have done it in their thing, it would have probably been local, and it would have probably worked fine without me doing anything. But now I got to deploy it. That is one problem with going through code. So, yeah, I'm not even sure how this deploys. Do I just deploy it? Does it just deploy? Can I just deploy it to Azure? It's not really a function project, though. Oh yeah, I was supposed to. There was something about service buses I needed to put on here. That ain't it. Oh, I mean. It was a Microsoft service bus thing. Or not. do I have to go back and do this in Cloud Shell because I didn't do this right? Because I can't deploy this here. I mean, it's here, I got it edited, but I just don't know how to deploy it. Huh. There's probably a way to. Let's see here. Hold on. Oh, Donald Sutherland died. Bummer. I liked him. '88. He was 88 years old. Wow. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Deploy service bus. Q from BS code. Microsoft Azure Service Bus. Okay, is that on here? Microsoft Azure service. See, I think I might have to do this in Visual Studio because it's not here. Wow. I guess that's what I get for trying to do stuff in VS Code, huh? Knowing I could do some stuff. Apparently I can do this in Visual Studio, but huh. Well, that's all interesting. Might even kind of work if I was to do this, but you know what? I think I need to admit that I need to go do it. Because I'm gonna. I don't. It's not that I can't do that and don't want to do that because I like to do those things. But ultimately, the problem's going to be that it's going to take long. I mean, it's going to take time. But I just, that detour is not worth it to me. I might as well just do it again. So we did this. I'm going to have to go copy, paste. And it's done. Okay, so now we're going to go run the following command again. Confirm. See, this did not open the Cloud Shell editor, though. Wasn't it supposed to open the Cloud Shell? Your Cloud Shell session will be ephemeral, so no files or system changes will persist beyond your current session. Great. All right, there we go. In the Cloud Shell editor, open private messages. We're back to this one, sender. We're going to go to program CS. And then I'm going to go all the way down here. I'm going to copy this. And the only thing I need to do is go up here, take my endpoint. It's going to be different from their endpoint. And I'm going to go here. Okay. Now we're back. Send a message to the queue. So let's hit Control S. And we'll copy this. Go to bash. What are the errors? Project file does not exist. Private messages center. What do you mean it doesn't exist? So, it won't let me do this. Because it's like, I don't think this is supposed to allow for, it shouldn't be ephemeral. Because it did clone them, but it's not letting me edit them. To save the file, you can simply trying to see how Cloud Shell storage works. Cloud Shell persists files through both of the following methods. Restrict resource creation with an Azure resource policy. Mount a new cloud drive. I don't know, that seems right. Oh, what happened? It says close editor. Let's close my editor here. Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to close that. So I did this thing, and it had nope, not that thing. Tried to do this thing. But watch, when I do try to load it, I say copy, and I say paste. Then See, this doesn't work. I say confirm, and then it goes, Cloud Shell session will be ephemeral, so no files or system changes will persist beyond your current session. Which means I can't do what I need to do. Now I have to run this again. Did it even save my... Did it even save the stuff I did? Nope. Sales team. Oh no, I guess that is right. So that's the right one, but how come I can't run it? You know, I wonder... So if I close this, if it's there, what if I go here back to the original one? Try doing this. Stuff it. Alrighty, well, it's doing something. Okay, why is my Cloud Shell session ephemeral? Okay, I don't know why any of this. Why is it doing this? Why is my Cloud Shell session ephemeral? I don't want this. I want it to tell me. Huh. Well, I don't know how to do this, folks. Because it won't save my changes, therefore it won't accept the... It won't accept the command. It says it doesn't exist. Even though... What? I gotta go start the power washer. My wife is power washing. I did about 2/3 of it. I did about 2/3 of it the other day, and now I am trying to, and she's trying to finish it up. We're trying to clear our court of all the moss. So as is the standard, things of course aren't working. Azure never works correctly on the first try. I don't think any task I've done so far has, I don't even need this, I don't mind putting it on. Every task I've done in Azure so far has run into a roadblock. It's like, here, I can't save these things. So it's like, I don't know how to run this command because it says, so we write the message. Okay, it says run the calling command to go to the start. Wait, nope. Then we go down here and we say send a message. In the cloud shall run the following command to send a message about the text. And I go here, I go paste, and then I say send, and it goes, hey, that doesn't exist. The build project file does not exist. Now, unless, yeah, I don't even know. Because even if I go back here, it doesn't exist even when I'm in the right thing, right? So I go here, it opens it, and then I go, oh, see, I have to. Oh, this is not cool, man. All right, so do I have to reclone this? I shouldn't have to clone this. Like, oh, I don't know, man. Everything, I don't get it. I don't get how any of this works. So we clone it, and then we do this. So there it is. And then I go to my private messages sender, right? Private messages sender program, yeah. So we go here, here. And once again, I have to do this because apparently it totally deleted it. So we're gonna go copy, go here. I don't know if this has always been what this is, but it's like there's no point in even, I don't even know if saving matters. Okay, so we hit save. Gotta put my token in here. Just gonna take it all the way up to here. Try it again. Hit save. Alright, so now we have exactly what it says. And a control Q. I don't know why we need to do that, but okay, control Q. And then we should be able to go copy, drop, control V, or paste. I guess not, don't control V, that doesn't work. I do this, I hit enter, and it fails. Private send message sender doesn't work. No, it actually worked the second try. Third time, fourth time. All right, sending a message is sales message queue. Sending message, $10,000 order for bicycle parts for retailer Adventure Works. When the app finished, run the following command, replacing namespace with the name of your service bus namespace. All right. And the service bus namespace, once again, is this guy. You know, it's kind of funny. It tells you to replace the service bus, right? For the namespace, but it doesn't tell you to replace the sandbox resource group name. And since I'm not using that, that's not valid for mine. So I don't know if that's a valid command. It might be, but only if you're in the resource group. And I don't have that because I am using my own thing. So let's see what this does. 1. Is that a thing? Is that the answer? 1. Run the .NET command from step 1 again. Run the .NET run command from step 1 again. Oh. And then I'm supposed to be able to run this guy. Two. Oh, that's how many? That's all it does? Is it returns the number of messages. Oh, now there's two identical ones. Run the .NET run command from the step 1 again. Then run the service bus queue show command again. Each time you do, it's going to change the number. That's what it did. I went from 1 to 2. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty special. Write the code to receive messages from the queue. All right, so now we got to go code space period. Open this puppy back up, and now we're going to go in the editor, open private message receiver. And between the quotation marks, paste the connection string that you saved earlier, which is, of course, the classic. Here we go. We're going to go copy. And then we're going to go here. Between there, send within that, find. You know what? We're going to go here. We're going to do all this stuff. Start, blah, blah, blah. They're telling you to put in all the different lines because you need to have them away. Close the strings. Some of these don't even explain why. They just say find this line and replace it with this line. Review code and message handler. Check that your final code for resembles this. And really all I need to do is take all of this from here and go all the way down, all the way down to here, hit copy. And we'll just do the same thing here. We're going to go all the way up to right underneath here. Now it should look exactly the same. We're going to go Control S, Control Q, and then we're going to go to run the component that receives messages about a sale. Run this command. Say copy, paste. Please enter key to exit after receiving all the messages. There we go. I did it twice, so I've got it in there twice. Check your messages chart. When you see that the messages have been received in the cloud shell, press enter to stop the. Check the message count. Run the following code to confirm that all messages have been removed from the queue, remembering to replace namespace name with your service. Okay, so we need to. Oh, I just need to do the same thing I did before. Zero. Ta-da! We're done. See, when you receive them, it dumps them. So that's nice. So we do this. And we go back to my assignment, which is somewhere. Somewhere is my assignment. And I gotta find it. So that was an interesting effort. Actually, you know what? It might just be right here. That's not it. That's not it either. That's probably it. Module 2. Yeah, mark is completed. Done. Go to the next item, which is going to ask me, did you do it? And I will say, yes, sir.
In a distributed application, some messages need to be sent to a single recipient component. Other messages need to reach more than one destination. Let's describe what happens when a user cancels a pizza order. This is a little different than placing the initial order. In that case, we wanted to wait until the order cleared payment processing before sending the order on to the next steps, which is having it prepared and cooked at the local storefront. But for the cancel operation, we are going to notify both the storefront and the payment processor at the same time. This approach minimizes the chances that we waste ingredients or delivery driver time. To allow multiple components to receive the same message, we'll use an Azure Service Bus topic. If you want every message sent to be delivered to all subscribing components, you'll use topics. Writing code that uses topics is a way to replace queues. You will use the same Microsoft.azure.service-bus NuGet package, configure connection strings, and use asynchronous programming patterns. However, you'll use the topic client class instead of the queue client class to send messages, and the subscription client class to receive messages.
Okay, so yeah, the Azure Service Bus. That's kind of what we're doing here, this whole class, this whole particular step in the class is to do the Azure Service Bus. And we're going to be, what they're talking about is doing multiple things at once. And I'll tell you, this particular unit is a little confusing because they have a lot of bits and pieces and parts that do similar things, because they have the Azure Service Bus, they have topics and topic clients and queue clients and subscription clients. And okay, you got to remember which ones are which, right? So you got event hubs, which do similar things, but apparently for smaller amounts and can't handle as much code at once. I mean, smaller files and can't handle as much code as once, as many messages at once. Then they've got the individual events and the individual queues, and you're not going through a bus. You got event hubs and event queues, and you got all these different, I don't know, ways to do things. It's really convoluted. And you got to remember all the different options and ways and which one's going to work better for you, because a lot of them seem like they do similar things. The only different major thing is like with service buses, you're sending data, and with events, you're typically not sending data. You're just sending like a notification, basic, hey, this happened kind of thing. You're not sending any order information. You're not sending any details along with it, and they're tiny. They're only like 64 bytes, right? So, so you're really working that angle when you're working with these other forms. We're getting more data, but like here, we're going to be using topic client instead of a queue client. Topics can work with multiple things at once. That's why you would go through a topic, whereas a queue just goes once. But this is a confusing layout, confusing thing.
If you want to control that specific messages sent to the topic are delivered to particular subscriptions, you can place filters on each subscription in the topic. In the pizza application, for instance, our storefronts are running Universal Windows Platform, or UWP applications. Each store can subscribe to the order cancellation topic, but filter for its own store ID. We save internet bandwidth because we are not sending unnecessary messages to distant store locations. Meanwhile, the payment processing component subscribes to all our cancellation messages. Filters can be one of three types: Boolean filters, SQL filters, and correlation filters. Let's look at each.
All right, so this is probably a note I should take. These are when you want to filter the information being sent back from the service bus, and you're going to be apparently there's some detail. I mean, they don't sound too difficult, right? SQL filters, Boolean and SQL filters I get. I don't know what a correlation filter is.
With Boolean filters, the true filter ensures that all messages sent to the topic are delivered to the current subscription. The false filter ensures that none of the messages are delivered to the current subscription. This effectively blocks or switches off the subscription. A SQL filter specifies a condition by using the same syntax as a where clause in a SQL query. Only messages that return true when evaluated against the subscription will be delivered to subscribers. Finally, a correlation filter holds a set of conditions that...
Let me put a note here.
matched against the properties of each message. If the property in the filter and the property on the message have the same value, it's considered a match.
Sometimes it's just easier to copy it from the screen, right? Okay, writing code that uses topics is a way to replace queues when coding. Which class should a developer use to send a message? When coding, which class should a developer use to send a message? A topic client? To send a message. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Okay, so should a developer use to send a message? Okay, so I think that would be what it is, because subscription client would be to receive one. Okay, yeah. So queue client is different, but okay, so yeah.
Okay, let's look at a topic client example. In any sending or receiving component, you can add the following using statements to any code file that calls the service bus. These are using system.threading, using system.threading.tasks, using Microsoft.Azure.servicebus. To send a message, start by creating a new topic client object and pass it the connection string and the name of the topic. You can send a message to the topic by calling the topic client.sendAsync method and passing the
These are always weird. See, this kind of thing is not my favorite. Videos where they just show you, this is what you're going to do. Because it's like, short of doing it, I don't, it's like, it's hard to just see somebody throw up a bunch of words on screen. And this is what you'll write. So you can copy it down and you end up with like a notes of what to follow when you decide to do it. While the exercise that comes after this is going to do that. It's going to show you actually putting it into practice. And therefore it's a lot easier to retain, at least in my mind. And it's only going to retain until you use it, right? So you keep trying to study it and learn it, but until you actually do this stuff, a lot of it's going to go in and out, at least for me. And I think a lot of people, you can get familiar with it to the point of, basic knowledge and understanding, but if you don't actually keep doing it, you're, kind of in trouble.
As with queues, the message must be in the form of a UTF-8 encoded string. To receive messages, you must create a subscription client object, not a topic client object, and pass it the connection.
So subscription clients are all about, okay, that's what I figured.
Subscription. Then register a message handler. This is the asynchronous method in your code that processes the retrieved message. Within the message handler, call the subscription client .complete async method to remove the message from the queue.
So now we have to do one more thing, and that's the end of the exercises for module 2 of this course. There's only 5 modules in this one versus the 7 in the last one. And then once you're done with the 5 on here, you move on to the next course. This one's a shorter course. This one might be easier too, because I've already gone. I've gone through basically 2 in a day. But I think I'm going to stop there. I will do this exercise on my next stream. Until next time, you take it easy. Goodbye.